Got it. So we're recording. Anything you say or do can be used against you. No, it won't be. All right. So we're going to go to my calc class, and you guys will probably go to the My Math Lab homework and quizzes. All right. In fact, I'll do that. And Jen, you might have to help me with this a little bit.
Well, you know what, Chris? I always, when I did them through HonorLock, I did not do it through My Math Lab. On My Math Lab, what I do is through the options, I put a password on the exam. So if you go through and you pick an exam and put a password on it, then I always had a link for the midterm exam or whatever. And what gets them into, they click on that link through HonorLock, and then HonorLock puts the password in. So you don't have to click on My Math Lab to get there.
Okay. So, but you do have to go into the My Math Lab, correct?
So in My Math Lab, what you have to do first is you have to put in a password for the exam that's going to be on HonorLock. Because otherwise, then they can access it through My Math Lab, and it's really no good.
And Jen, are you looking at My Math Lab, my Math Lab screen?
I can see your My Math Lab screen,
okay.
Yes.
So you would go into, for instance, with this final examination, where would you go to?
So if you go to that one, hold on, I got people in the way. Minimize you guys, sorry. Okay, so you go to settings for class.
And hold on one sec, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I had to move you all.
Okay, yeah, I know. And then I, put my due dates in, but scroll down and where it says password, click required password. I usually do like four numbers or something easy.
Okay.
There you go.
I guess it should all be one word.
Yeah. But it doesn't have to be, actually. I mean, they can put in spaces. Okay. Now, I did limit the attempts to 1, obviously, because then they could do more.
Okay.
And then what I did for this semester is I blocked access, so they couldn't take, they couldn't go anywhere else. Even though HonorLock locks it down, I think that's another layer of security.
Okay.
And then you can put a time limit. I think we talked about for an exam, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, whatever. But again, you can do whatever you want.
Sure.
I did scramble question order for each student because that way, if they're sharing work, it's not in the same order.
Right.
My opinion again. And then the last thing, I allowed the students not to review their, they can only see it. Actually, for this, they can never be reviewed.
Okay.
Because we're going to be grading it anyways, and I took their scrap work and I put notes on that for them. So other than seeing their score on My Math Lab, I felt like they didn't need to review the test in My Math Lab.
Gotcha. Okay. And again, Jen, this is just a lockdown browser for My Math Lab. This has nothing to do with
right. We haven't even gotten to HonorLock yet. So this is just My Math Lab.
Right.
So if you save that.
Okay. So I'm going to save it and sign it.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, everybody, when I send you the links to the My Math Lab, you're going to have to go in and do all of this for each of the exams, okay? Because I don't want to tell you, what the restrictions are going to be. So I'll let you guys decide what that's going to be. All right. So please, Jen, continue. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, that's okay. Go back to Blackboard, please.
Since you said please, I will.
Okay. So if you go to your link for examinations.
Okay.
And then what you want to do is go to the tools. And you want to, do HonorLock.
Right.
And then all you have to do here is just name, you can say this is the midterm exam or final exam for math, whatever.
Okay.
Okay. And then you just scroll down and hit submit,
okay.
Which I know seems odd, but that's all you do.
Right.
Now click on that link where the little shield with the check mark is. All right, and what you will get is you go up to the upper right-hand corner where the 3 dots are on the blue line where it says HonorLock, and you're gonna register a third-party exam. And then, so you put in the name of the exam. I try to make it just what I typed in on My Math Lab.
Okay.
And then the start date and the end date, I always make it, because sometimes you have students that need an extension. So you don't have to fix a couple things. I make the end date a little bit beyond, the end date of the actual exam. Yep. And you type in the password, and then I put mymathlab.com.
Okay.
And then I do, let's see here. I have them use their own calculator, so I don't put the calculator on. I do the browser guard. And you clicked the wrong one. You clicked the scientific calculator. Not that it matters.
It does.
And then record web traffic. I do that. And then I do whitelist URLs, and I just put mymathlab.com there. I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but.
And Jen, whitelist means?
That means that they can access that page. Not like HonorLock doesn't lock it down. They can get to MyMathLab.
So in other words, it's permissible to be able to access that web page.
Yes, thank you.
Sure. All right. And obviously, student guidelines.
Oh yeah, that's new. I haven't seen that. So.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Wish Paul would put on a hat.
Right.
Sorry.
And then some of this is new. I haven't seen this, so that's kind of cool. Usually it just says notes for students and notes for instructor.
Yeah.
So you can put all that stuff in.
Okay. And determine whether students are able to view the exam outside the exam dates.
I just say yes, because I really don't know what that means. So.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
Okay.
But then you hit create.
Okay.
And then it's all done. It's in HonorLock. When the students go to take the exam, you want to tell them to use the link under the exam portion of Blackboard. So that I usually, like they have to click that link right there. Okay. The final exam Math 021, and then it'll walk them through it. Now, the one thing that I did find in the beginning, there was an actual person watching and interacting with them. The password was put in pretty quickly. This spring, it's artificial intelligence. It takes a while. So there will be a screen that pops up and says they need the password. And then my students then would panic and email me. They're like, what's the password? Just put in there. You need to be patient. It may take a couple minutes, but HonorLock will put the password in. Please wait. And then it was fine.
And I have another question. I know they're going to click on this bottom third link where it says final exam, the HonorLock one. Mm-hmm. So like the top one that says final examination, are you hiding that from the students so they don't click on that one?
Danielle, this one was from like my summer calc class. So
I forgot that fast.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. That makes sense. I bet you a few of you have the same exact question. Yeah, these were already here prior to this. So the only thing the students would see and yourself would be this.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that I did just to make it a little bit easier, on that page, like on the examinations page, I would put in under build content, I would do an item, and I would put the notes above the exam for, I would just add the notes for HonorLock. There's verbiage on Blackboard for HonorLock where it says you have to use Google Chrome, you have to have a webcam, and that way the students would read that, they'd see the link for the test, it would be fresh in their mind.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I know I'm new. I've done this exact process with Blackboard and MyMathLab, and we do the same exact thing you're describing, all of this. Mm-hmm. So where do I get that information though? You said it's on Blackboard somewhere?
Yes, it is. Let me look real quick.
I think if you go to this faculty support link in the upper right-hand corner, I'm pretty sure you go there.
Or it's in the e-learning. There's an HonorLock section, and
on faculty support. Sorry,
okay, it's okay. I can't see it because you're sharing your screen. So.
Okay, I'm scrolling down and. Okay. Homepage.
Go to your homepage.
Yes, ma'am.
Please. Sorry, I'm
okay.
bossy.
That was nice.
I have children. They make me bossy. Sorry.
It should be on here. I remember, Sandy, do you
I
remember?
think I've seen something before, but I can't remember where it is.
Can you click on just the HCC Blackboard link to
Yeah.
take you back to your homepage?
Yep.
All right, scroll down for a second, please.
How far?
Um,
We could scroll down for a few years.
no, that's good. And you were at the e-learning, right? Training and tutorials. So
I'm
on the
on-
left-hand side, go down under organizations,
At the bottom, yeah.
HCC
There it is.
e-learning, training and tutorials.
Got it. Okay.
And I believe there's a whole thing on HonorLock.
Right, yeah. I do remember, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, we both found it together.
Right. Yeah.
Go up, it's on the left.
Oh, thank you. Oh, here it is. Yay.
There you go. Yeah.
How many faculty does it take?
And this is what our students are going to be doing.
Oh. I wish Carl was here. He'd help us.
Oh
Anyway,
my God.
no, I'm kidding. Anyway, oh, that was recorded. Oh boy. All right. So I think it has step-by-step stuff right here, and it has a video how to use HonorLock instructor guide. So
Mhm.
that might be helpful.
If you scroll down, it might have the student information too. Yeah. There it has like student, go up just
Yeah.
a tiny little bit.
I see. And this might actually be good to cut and paste
Mhm.
and put in that item that you suggested, Jen.
Yes.
Yeah. It kind of covers almost everything.
Yes. Now why am I being asked for a password? If that's a good question, but it's not like, if the students are already in, because we do third party, if they're already in my math lab, it's going to ask them for a password, and that's what HonorLock needs to put in. So I always tell my students, they panic and say, you know, I can't get in, it's asking me for a password. But if they have made it into my math lab, so they click on HonorLock, they have everything they need, and they make it into my math lab, then it will ask for the password, but HonorLock has to put it in, and it takes a minute or two. So that's when they panic, because it's not instantaneous.
Gotcha.
So that question's a little
Added in there.
misleading. Yeah.
And could you write this down step by step, including what you just said, so that we can just follow it when we tell them these things?
So what do you want step by step? Do you
Um,
want student instructions or?
Both, but like, you know, once you have how to get it in there from my math lab, and then what the students will have to do, because I watched the videos and stuff, and I didn't have any idea I'd need third party or whatever that's called.
Right. Now the only problem is the third party is newer with HonorLock. They just started that like last January. So it was kind of nice that it had made it in before everything hit. Now I can give you some instructions for students, but because I'm not a student, I don't know exactly the steps that they follow. Once they click on HonorLock though, I don't know exactly what they do, but I do know that it makes them go to my math lab and then click on the tests in the assignments. But I don't know the exact steps. I just know that once they get in there and they click on the test, they've told me it asks for a password, and I said, that's correct. HonorLock will put it in, but sometimes it takes a minute or two, and that's when they panic.
The password that you made, I love grapes.
Yes, that's what HonorLock will put in.
They don't need to see that password, you mean?
No, you don't
Oh,
give
you
them the
never tell
password.
them.
Nope.
What? Oh, so they never use a password.
Right.
No.
Oh,
So they would click on it just like a regular assignment. When it does come up for a password,
okay.
that's when HonorLock will put it in.
Okay.
So yeah, never tell them the password, because otherwise then they can just go on through my math lab and click on it, and it's worthless, unfortunately.
And can I ask another question?
Mhm.
It's about quizzes though. So should I wait till you're done with HonorLock?
I wanted to show something really quickly with HonorLock that might be helpful. What I did over the summer to make sure it worked was I actually entered the student preview. So if you click on this this button right here,
What button?
I'll do it again. Hold on, let me exit preview. So when you log into your course, Susan, at the top here, you have edit mode on.
Are you
Right.
in the upper right-hand corner, or where are you?
In the upper right-hand corner.
They're behind the pictures. We can't see that.
Oh,
If you click on the little
We can see it.
dash, you can minimize yourself or the people.
Okay.
do you
All
see
right.
it? You got it now, Susan?
Yes, I see it now.
Okay, cool. So you just click on that. And now basically you see the view the student would do. So I go into examinations. And like to make sure it worked, what I did was I clicked on final examination.
Mhm.
All right. And this is exactly what the students see. So I put in like all these notes, etc., blah, 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 beforehand. And then you click on begin. And it's going to ask you to launch the proctoring. So again, this is what the students see. And Jen, I don't know, did you get this far with it?
No, you know what? I never did this. I never thought to do this. So
Now, unfortunately, it's telling me to turn off one display. So I have two computers.
yes,
So
you can only have one monitor.
I'm sorry, two monitors.
Mhm.
And then it's going to ask to take a picture. So access. So because I'm actually doing a video right now, it won't let me take a picture. So now I'm asking for help, blah, blah, blah. So anyway.
Mhm.
But again, what you can do, Susan, is you can go in there, and if you get to the point where you can actually take the test, then you've set it up correctly.
I made a sample test and went in and took it. You know, they took my picture and everything, took my ID, but it's just, I made that up. That wasn't coming from my math lab. That's what I'm a little confused about.
Oh, cool. Okay. So maybe like when Jen suggested just link it up with that third party, like that button. Then
How do I get your face back?
one more time, I'm sorry.
How do I get your face back? You told me how to, I can't see anybody. anymore.
Hover over the talking, and then you can see the little icons. So you can show people.
Show grid video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, Kim, go ahead.
So within my math lab, when you create the quizzes and stuff, which I know you've already got for us, did you enable their lockdown browser? Because they have their own lockdown browser. That's what I used over the summer.
Oh, okay. I did
And
not.
if so, then are they going to work together or are they going to fight each other?
I have it enabled in the exams as well, and I've never had an issue. So
Okay.
I do both because I think it is an extra layer of security.
Okay, all right. Because as I recall, I had to enable it to be allowed in the class, and then because otherwise it doesn't even show up as one of your choices when you're editing and setting up the quiz.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Even though I've never used Honor Lab, this sounds crazy, but this,
Because I had to go to and Google it and follow some steps to allow it to be there so I could say, yes, I want to use that.
when you use Respondus through Blackboard, trying to get into here into My Math Lab or My Open Math or whatever, you have to click enable it
Okay.
with Respondus.
Okay.
It might be one of those things, and I do apologize. I just haven't had a chance to figure it out yet and try it myself. So
Yeah, I don't even know.
yeah, so it might be something where I have to go through it. The good news is we don't have exams the first week, so it gives us a little bit of time to play with it.
Right.
to be
Yeah, we can work
yeah.
on that.
So we will get on it, and we didn't anticipate all this stuff, so we apologize for not having our act together as much as we should.
No, you did a lot. You did great. So on the quizzes, then it's okay if we don't have the lockdown browser,
Yes. Yeah.
and you were just treating it more like a generic quiz, but they not stopping them from using their notes and stuff.
Right. That's right, Kim.
Okay,
But if you
alright.
want to, you can. If
Okay.
you don't want to, that's fine.
I
But
did
they
the
are
la-
timed, right?
Yeah. I did
Yeah.
the lockdown browser for the quizzes. I didn't do Honor Lock, but I did it through my math lab.
Right.
And I told them they could use their notes, but they
That's-
can't.
Use
You
the
know.
computer.
Right.
That's exactly what I did. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'll do the same.
Should that be sent out to everybody? Because if some teachers are letting people use notes, other people aren't, that's not right. So is that something we should it's open notes?
With quizzes, honestly, I feel like it's, if they're at home, it's
How are we
hard
going
to,
to stop them?
right.
Right. That's why I didn't, when I had the quizzes and such, I didn't say yes or no because I assumed that they were going to use them.
Mhm. Now, you really did, you will see a difference between the quizzes and this, you know, the tests, the midterm and the final are what separates the students that really get it from the students who cheat on the quizzes. So, you know,
My class is virtual, so I'm going to watch them.
Mhm.
They'll be unlocked by me. But
that's,
still, if
right.
everybody else can have their notes out, I think my students should have their notes out too. Don't you?
That's your call. I don't know.
Well, are you guys doing that?
I don't say anything either. But obviously,
But
I
what
don't
Jen
know.
just said makes sense, that if they're not going to allowed to use notes for their midterm or their final, they probably don't want to use it for their quizzes if they actually want to. Does that make sense,
Do
what I'm
well,
trying to say?
right? If they
Right.
want to
Right.
do well, right?
Right.
But realistically, there's no camera there. Like, we can say you're on the honor system, you can't use your notes. But
Right.
So you don't, when you did your midterm and your final exam, you did not permit them to use notes.
correct.
Okay. All right, yeah. Can I ask my other question, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You're going to send me my math lab code. I'm going to hook it up early this morning so that people can look at it tomorrow. I need to go in there and put dates on those quizzes and the exams right away, because those kids could go in there tomorrow and see the quizzes and the exams. Is that correct?
If they do, that's their one attempt. So I would, before you even set up the My Math Lab, you might want to put in the announcements or maybe hide the My Math Lab link before you actually go through and
Yeah, but I'm encouraging them to use that link to sign up for my math lab this week. So they're
Right.
ready to go next week.
so
What you could do, Susan, too, is just go in and unassign everything except for the first week. And then that way,
I'll unassign the quizzes and tests until I really want them to take them.
right.
Oh, that's an excellent idea. Yeah, that's what I'll do. But before I just post that link, I'll do that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's great.
all right, so we have about 10 minutes left. Any other questions I can't answer, but Jen can?
Sorry, Chris.
No, seriously, I'm so glad you're here. I mean, I'm always glad you're here, but
We get it.
Next, we just want to play disc golf.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
That'd be
like
awesome.
blowing up everywhere.
I know. Oh,
Started too.
well, it's isolated, and you know, it's one of the few
Okay.
activities you can do that's fairly safe.
You need to go to Pipe Stem State Park in West Virginia, Chris, which is like an hour somewhere away from Snowshoe. And they have nice disc golf
Yeah,
places.
they had one on the snowshoe on the campus that we were on. So, yeah. All right, guys. So enough about disc golf. All right. So if anybody has any questions, please email me. All right. I'm going to work my very hardest to make sure I get this to you guys as soon as possible. I literally have one final exam to do for Math 021, and I'm done with everything. So I'll send you all the codes. I'll post it on Blackboard. If I don't have it by tonight, I probably had another stroke, and that means I'm pretty much out anyway. And it's Jen's problem at that point. So there we go.
So don't bug him. Keep him healthy, please.
No strokes. No strokes.
No more. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, everybody. Take care. I will post this video, by the way, and I'll send it out, a link to everybody as soon as possible.
All right. Thank you very
for all
much.
your
All
help.
right.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Thank you very
guys.
much, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.